Hi, my name's Jared, and I want to talk to you today about 3 things that has helped me in my life as far as being successful, and maybe they'll help you. Now, this channel, I started it to help people. I don't want to get political about it, but I am fixing to touch base on something that's come up here lately, and it kind of goes along with what I'm fixing to talk about, as far as the 3 choices that you make that really will help your life and help you be more successful. So, and if anybody has any video ideas or wants to email me, they can email me at jaredbrooks539@gmail.com. And if you like and subscribe this video, if you like the content, give me a like and subscribe, and it'll help me bring more content. So that being said, let's start on the 3 principles. Number 1, stop blaming others for the choices that you make. Now, I know here lately there's a lot of talk in the media, here's the political stuff, about guns, the Second Amendment rights. All these kids are coming out and making these speeches and demanding that they have their rights taken away. Folks, those kids, our generation, my generation, us Gen Xers, we raised those kids. We got nobody to blame but ourselves. That was the choices that we made. You know, not me. I whipped my kids' tails, but a bunch of y'all didn't. And instead of listening to all these little brats that was eating Tide Pods last month, you need to pull your belt out, whip their behinds, stick them in the corner, put them in a timeout, whatever you need to do. Most importantly, they need to learn about history, because if you think about it, me and you, my generation, the ones that graduated in the 90s, in the late 90s, middle 90s, early 90s, whatever, we are 20 or 30 years away from being where your grandparents are at, in the nursing home. Now think about that for a minute. Those people are at our mercy. Do you want to be at the mercy of these little brats running around eating Tide Pods and demanding that the government and all its great benevolence take away their rights? Now, I don't know how many of y'all has ever been out west, but now I've been in a truck a lot of years. You want to see government benevolence? You see it all over this country. And I think we got the most wonderful country in the world, but it's a crying shame that the choices that we make affect detrimentally so many people that they do. Go to an Indian reservation. Take a look at it. Pretty bad. There are literally people living in cardboard boxes there. A friend of mine told me that. I thought it was bullshit. Nope, it ain't. Go to any of these inner cities. People, they're not educated. They're political puppets, and they're slaves to welfare, and they don't even know it. What a freaking shame. So, as far as political stuff, that's my take on that, as far as the kids and stuff. As far as the stop blaming others, you got to stop blaming others. All these choices that you make in life, you are where you are because of the choices that you made. It's like I started this channel because I wanted to help people, because at one time I weighed 539 pounds. And that's miserable, folks. I don't want anybody to be there. If I can help anybody, I will. And that is just, it's unbelievable. I took my life back, and it feels so great. It's unreal. And as far as the choices that I made, I could blame, you know, I bullshitted myself for a long time. I was big bone. Bullshit. I chose to put those McDonald's cheeseburgers in my mouth, and I chose to sit on my ass and watch TV, and I made a lot of bad choices. the best choice I made was to change things and do something about it. I did it. Anybody can do it. Now, did I make a choice and everything, gumdrops and lollipops? Hell no, I didn't. I made a choice and I fell on my face. And then I chose to get my ass back up, dust myself off, and do it again. And guess what? I got kicked sideways. But you know what? I got up and I did it again. And I did it again. And I did it again. And I did it again enough days to where, and I made enough good choices, little choices, that it made a difference in the end. And that's what you have to do, is you got to stop blaming others for your choices that you make, whether it be job or whatever. And these three principles, they all kind of blend in together, because I'm fixing to blend the next one in it. And another choice is you work. You choose to work where you work. As far as I know, ain't no slaves in the United States. So you choose the job that you have. And if you don't like it, change it. Don't be blaming your boss. Don't be bitching about nothing else. Change it. Do something about it. You know, just today, I talked to a security guard. He didn't like his job. He realizes it's a nowhere job. It's a starter job with no benefits, low pay, and he's like, man, I want to be where you're at. You know what? I gave him my phone number and told him, give me a call tonight, and I will be glad to help you the best that I can. And that's the thing about it. You know, I've got an uncle, and I am by far not his biggest fan. We'll just get that out straight. But you know what? The man did have a point. When I was a kid, we were working I was helping him with his pig barn, and I hated it down there. But I did it because my dad wanted me to, and it was my choice. I could have not helped him. I ended up not helping him. But I was down there bitching one day, and I remember him saying, you know what? It'd be a lot better, and we get this done, if you would just work. Because if you're going to be at work, work. It's your choice to be here. And you know what? In the end, it was my choice to be there. And we got that mess done, and, you know, the rest is history. The other thing, the third one that I want to go over with you, is put good stuff in. Now, Audible is not a sponsor of mine. It's not. But I am going to endorse them, because, as you see, I'm in a big truck. You see my brethren behind me here. And I spend a lot of time on the road. And I know a lot of y'all, you might be cleaning house, you might be doing whatever. You might even be dealing with kids, like little kids or something. And y'all got selective hearing. I got kids. I know all about selective hearing. Earbud, audibles, you can put some good stuff in. Just like the last book that I read, and I was discussing it with my cousin today, or I listened to, was The Richest Man in Babylon. And it talks about work being your best friend. And when I remember about that book, they're exactly right. Because every time I've got a promotion or a raise, it has been because of my performance. You know, I quit bitching about being there. I quit blaming others for my choice that I was there, and I started working and giving 110% at a minimum, most of the time 200 and 300%. And you know what? It didn't pay off right instantly. It never did. But I kept doing it, and I kept doing it, and I've done it enough to where in the end it paid off. So, and it's just like these YouTube videos. Right now I'm making a video. I don't know where it'll go, but I'm gonna try. And if I get kicked down, who cares? I'll get up and do it again. So if you can, put good stuff in. There's plenty of self-help books. I'm telling you, my dad tried to get me started on that in high school, and I wished that I had listened to him and done it, because looking back, since hindsight's 2020, everybody knows that. Looking back, I'd probably be able to retire right now. I'm 41 years old. I would probably be able to retire if I had applied and read what he tried to get me to read and put good stuff in instead of bullshit all those years with the damn TV. You know, there was a millionaire one time told me TV stands for the vacuum. Now think about it. It took me a long time to realize what he meant. But with the TV, you don't have to think. You don't have to interact with nobody. You don't have to do nothing. You can sit on your lazy ass and the time will just pass on by. How many times you sit there and you might want to, and I don't see anything wrong with some TV, but think of how much time you've spent wasted on TV. You can't get that back. You can't. I seen a statistic the other day that said the average American watches TV 6 hours a day. 6 hours a day. Now, I talked to a banker the other day, and this is not entirely off subject, but I figured it up, and the hours and the time is very, very similar, because she was talking about a lady that had worked in a nursing home that hated her job. And she met her when she was visiting her grandparents. But that lady had worked for 40 years and hated her job. Now, can you imagine going to a job you hate for 40 years? That lady made a choice. Instead of working when she worked, she stood around and bitched and complained and hated it. And I'm pretty sure she didn't put any good stuff in, because if she did, she damn sure wouldn't have been there for 40 years. But I figured that time up just out of curiosity. Do you know that was 2.28 solid years of that lady's life? Now, if you think, and I figured it up, 8 hours a day times 5 days, 40 hours. Okay, well, 7 times 6 is 42 hours. So you're actually spending more time on TV than what that lady hated. So by the time you spend 40 years watching the average American amount of TV, you've wasted 2.28 years of your life. Now, say you live to 70 years old, that's 5 years of your life. Now, what could you accomplish in 5 years of your life? It's a pretty sobering thought if you think about it. So anyways, I hope this video helped y'all. I hope it helped somebody. If nothing else, it helped me making it. And if you like the content, click a like and subscribe. If you want to make a comment or you want to send me an email, it's Jared Brooks, Jared, 539 @gmail.com. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.